On both.
What if I told you that one man, born into poverty in North Carolina, rose to become the undisputed king of heroin in New York City? A man who smuggled drugs in the coffins of American soldiers, built a criminal empire worth hundreds of millions, and outsmarted both the mafia and the police for years. This is not the Hollywood version. This is the real story of Frank Lucas, and how he turned Harlem into the epicenter of America's heroin crisis. 1. Humble beginnings. Frank Lucas was born in 1930 in the segregated South. After witnessing the brutal murder of his cousin by the Ku Klux Klan, Lucas fled to Harlem, New York, searching for a better life. But opportunity was scarce. Harlem in the 1950s was a place of jazz, hope, and also desperation. Lucas quickly learned that power in this world came not from hard work, but from fear and respect. 2. Mentorship and mob ties. Lucas found his mentor in Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson, Harlem's legendary gangster. Under Bumpy's wing, Lucas learned the art of the hustle, how to move in silence, bribe cops, and keep the streets in check. When Bumpy died in 1968, a power vacuum threatened to tear Harlem apart. But Lucas was ready. He stepped into the void, determined to do things differently, and bigger than anyone before him. 3. The Blue Magic Operation. Lucas's genius was cutting out the middlemen. He traveled to the jungles of Southeast Asia and struck a deal directly with heroin producers, ensuring pure product at a fraction of the cost. He smuggled heroin into the U.S. using American military planes returning from Vietnam, sometimes, as legend has it, hidden in the coffins of fallen soldiers. The result? Blue magic, heroin so pure, it quickly dominated the streets. Lucas was making over $1 million a day, and Harlem was drowning in addiction. Outsmarting the mafia and the law. Frank Lucas's rise threatened the Italian mafia's grip on New York's drug trade. But unlike his rivals, Lucas kept his operation tight. Family only, no outsiders, and no loose ends. He lived lavishly, but learned to avoid the spotlight. No flashy cars, no gold chains. Until the day he wore a $100,000 chinchilla coat to a Muhammad Ali fight, catching the eye of law enforcement and the World 5. The fall, Ennisi's lies, and the betrayal. With the DEA and NYPD closing in, Lucas's empire began to unravel. In 1975, after a massive raid on his New Jersey mansion, Lucas was arrested. Caught with millions in cash and heroin, he faced life in prison. But Lucas made a choice that shocked everyone. He turned informant, helping bring down corrupt cops and rival dealers. His testimony led to more than 100 arrests, forever changing the face of New York's underworld. Legacy and controversy. Frank Lucas's story became legend, immortalized in books, documentaries, and the Hollywood film American Gangster. But the truth is messier than the movies. Some say Lucas exaggerated his exploits. Others argue he did more harm than good, flooding Harlem with drugs and violence. Yet, his impact on organized crime, law enforcement, and American culture is undeniable. 7. The man behind the myth. Frank Lucas spent years in prison, lost his fortune, and saw his world change. In his later years, he claimed to regret the pain he caused, but never stopped telling his story. He died in 2019, leaving behind a legacy of ambition, ruthlessness, and controversy. Was he a criminal mastermind, a folk hero, or just a man who played the game better than anyone else? The real story of Frank Lucas is a cautionary tale, a reminder of how power, money, and the American dream can collide in the unlikeliest of places. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, hit subscribe and let us know what underworld legends you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.